Good evening, keepers of the cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here, and joining me in the co-hosting seat this evening, none other than Pocan Joe. How you doing tonight, Joe?
I'm doing great. Super excited to be here.
Oh, same here. And of course, our guest of the hour. I've been wanting to get him back for a little bit. We've had to work a few times to get our schedules arranged, but he's got an absolutely killer collection of original art, and it would be a shame to not have a 10-1-1 with this gentleman featuring that art. We're talking about none other than Scott from Hoarders Hide. Good evening, Scott. How you doing tonight, sir?
Great. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. Getting me back into the swing of things here, maybe.
Right? Well, yeah. And like I told you backstage, Pocan Joe's got a bone to pick with you later. So I saw him sharpening his knife, Scott, so you better get your rifles out.
I got something somewhere.
Right?
Always got.
Yeah, and I still remember when you sent me that one knife. I have not seen that since my kid confiscated it from me. Man, he loves that thing. But Scott, before we go say hi to the audience tonight, give the quick 2 minutes who you are, what you collect, and we know you haven't made content in a while, but when you get back to it, what your channel's normally about.
All right, yeah. For those that don't know me, I'm Scott. Channel's Hoarders Hide, and I hoard things. Primarily Golden Age and Bunny Mask. I'm still big into Spectre and Jonah Hex. So they're kind of my areas I concentrate on, and same with art. I try and stick to the Jonah Hex and the Spectre. Outside of comics, of course, I've got my guns and my knives and my gold and my silver, coins, whatever I can hoard.
Right, whatever you can collect, huh?
Yeah. Anything to satisfy my ADD and OCD.
Nice. All right, let's go say hi to everyone this evening. So first in this evening, we have, of course, Las Cruces. Good evening, James. Great to see you, sir. We have one of my all-time favorite people, Jerry the Jitterbug. How you doing, Jerry? Great to see you, buddy. We have Scott saying hello to everybody. We have Mr. DVH, who just unboxed the Grail signature in his Russell crate, so go check that out. Really fun video. Great to see him get something he loves in there. We have Actual Dracula. Good evening, Adrian. He is going to be on a 10-1-1 soon, doing his horror 10-1-1. We have Pocan Joe saying hello to everybody, my co-host this evening. Blue Hellion Comics, good evening. Great to see you. Panels, Pages, and Panels, and Pixels, great to see you. And who else? We got Mark from Legion of Comics, the world's most dangerous Boy Scout. There you go. He's already got your slogans all set, Scott. Good evening, Mark. Great to see you, sir. And for those of you who haven't, go check out Mark's Silver Age unboxing. No spoilers. Go watch it. Mark's getting some great keys over there, and but you got to go watch his video to see it.
And he dropped his members video today. He had picked up quite a collection as well.
It's going well, Mark.
And I also collect Boy Scout items since I was an Eagle Scout.
I'm glad you didn't stop at Boy Scouts. Just and we're kidding today. All right, so we are gonna put the opus on you tonight, or the onus on you, Scott. It's all about you, your show, and your art. As people pop in and are getting their notifications, like Rich from Comic Cat Collectibles. Good evening, sir. I will give them a quick tip of the hat so I don't interrupt my guest. But Scott, start us out, man. First of all, how easy or hard was it to pick out art tonight?
It was incredibly difficult. I've got 500 and some odd pieces of art, and to pick 10 or 12, whatever the number is, it was insane. I didn't pull anything off the wall.
10-1-1s with original art.
Yeah, I didn't pull anything off the wall. I didn't pull anything out of a frame. So this is all kind of stuff I had laying around, I guess. but yeah, it was hard. You said to pick for the 10. You just said 10 of my favorites.
Right. Yeah. 10 that are favorite. They don't have to be a top 10. Just
If I didn't like them, I probably wouldn't buy them, right?
right.
But I always say, anybody that knows me in my art collecting, I always say my favorite piece is always my next one. At my next one yet, I'll start off with my last one.
All right.
So let me see if I can remember how to do this here. To switch. All right.
Show off.
So, like I said, you're going to see a few specters tonight. This is from DC 2000. It was published, surprise, surprise, back in 2000. It's Val Semix pencils and Prentice Rollins ink. This is something I picked up from Heritage auction last month, I think, is when the auction was.
Oh, nice.
So let me.
So it's still got that fresh gleam for you, huh?
But this is just loaded with characters. I mean, Spectre is kind of dominant on it. Here's a published piece.
Oh,
but,
nice.
I mean, it's kind of a who's who scattered in here.
Oh, it's like a picture find.
Right. That had to be a pricey piece with all those heroes on it.
Yeah, I had to fight for it a little bit, but it was fitting. It was one that just jumped out at me, and it kind of, screamed by me.
Right, and that is great work by Val Semix. Holy cow!
I like the little treasure chest thing in there. It's kind of cool.
So obviously it's a double page spread. And I was last man standing, so I won the Idiot Olympics on that one.
Nice.
I think you just won.
So the next piece.
Now, Scott, are you ever nervous about how is shipping with art as opposed to getting comics shipped to you?
Shipping?
Or do they tend to ship them more carefully than people who ship you comics?
Well, when you're getting from an auction house, yeah. I've got some odd shipments from private sellers. Haven't gotten anything in a pizza box yet, but pretty close.
I'm going to ship you something.
But for the most part, they're more careful with the OA.
Nice.
So, again,
look at Scott getting all fancy on us with his screen and all that, Joe. Says he hasn't done this in a while, then he's coming up here showing us up.
Second page I picked, you may not be able to tell from looking at it, but it is actually a Jonah Hex page.
Oh, okay.
It's from the second series of Jonah Hex, 2006. Arts by David Beck. And it's just a page, another page that just jumped out at me. I saw the freak show in the background, and the foreground, I guess. But it just jumped at me. The level of detail that he can put in his art.
Yeah, it's got that creepy carnival feel to it.
But yeah, we got the Siamese twins in the background, and the tall guy, and the strong man, bearded lady over here.
Very cool.
Is that like an Indiana Jones hat on the
I think
ground?
that's Jonah Hex's hat down there, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
But
Nice.
it's, and then here's the published page.
Oh wow.
I'm not gonna lie, I like the black and white.
Same here. But I love black and white stuff.
Yeah.
Unruly is saying he loves this, and DVH says reminds me of Todd Browning's Freaks.
Yeah. Very
But still, I like the kind of like the freak show at night, even in the color version.
cool. Yeah.
But the black and white
So
is
many of these, the black and white is almost always better than the colored version.
yeah, because you get to really see the pencils.
Right, right. The details seem to pop a lot more. I mean, there's rare occasions where you look at a piece and the colored version maybe stands out a little more, but by and large, I'm always a bigger fan of the black and white.
Especially
But
with
yeah,
it
what he
almost
can do with pencils is amazing.
it doesn't feel like a comic book page here. It just feels like a
Like art,
yeah,
like just like a museum piece.
yeah.
Because
Really cool.
you know, if you're drawing a freak show, this should be in black and white. It just seems like that kind of classic horror vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly, DVH. The black and white is stunning.
Especially with the guy in the wheelchair looking at you. It really just makes it pop so much.
Nice, good piece.
Definitely.
All right. So, again, anybody that knows me knows I'm also into Valiant. Been collecting Valiant art, Valiant comics for a long time. So here's a kind of a different piece of Valiant artwork.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Nice Beatles homage.
Yeah.
And I don't know a whole lot about this piece, other than it's by Dan Jurgens, and it is it was a contest from Wizard Magazine, and the winner of their contest got himself drawn into a piece of art. So this guy here waving was a contest winner.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know anything else about the contest or whether the winner had input into the artwork. But it's Solar, Man of the Atom, and the Beatles. Kind of an Abbey Road recreation.
Ooh.
So it's not something you think of when you think of Valiant artwork.
Oh.
No, but it's cool. I mean, you never know when an Abbey Road homage will pop up. It's one of those
Right.
popular ones.
Now, I've got quite a few Wizard magazines, but I haven't taken the time to look through every one I have to see where the piece, which one it was published in.
And we have no idea who the guy is waving like this. Like it doesn't have his name in the margin or anything.
No. And I haven't, I spent a little bit of time researching, but I haven't racked my brain trying to find out details on it.
Now, is Solar your favorite Valiant character?
No, if I just had to pick one Valiant character, it would probably be Eternal Warrior.
Yeah.
With Archer and Armstrong a close second, probably. But
I love Archer and Armstrong. Yeah.
I was just going to say, you've spoke quite fondly of Archer and Armstrong before.
I love that series.
Yeah, great piece, though.
so yeah, unfortunately, no color piece to show with this one. But
We don't need the color. The black and
and
white.
again, so best guess on this is somewhere in the mid '90s. Because that was kind of the peak of Valiant and peak of Wizard, really. So
Right.
they were both around for a while after that, but you couldn't open up any industry-related book without seeing Valiant and Image splashed all over everything in the '90s.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping that someone buys the rights to Wizard and makes a comeback with that. With all the magazines that have come back and all the other properties from the 90s, I think we could go with another Wizard run.
Yeah. Really cool.
Yeah, that would actually be kind of cool to see, I guess.
Right, and with all the superhero movies being made now, to see their spec picks for who would be the cast.
And just think what their top 10 list would do for FOMO now.
Right.
Get it.
Yeah, when you pick up those old Wizards, you look at the prices, you're like, oh,
Yep.
where's that time machine?
Or an Overstreet, old copy of Overstreet.
Right. Great piece.
All right. So moving right along. Another, again, we say favorites. This is a more recent acquisition.
Oh, wow.
Gotta
love Hellboy.
By Andrea Moody. And it's not Bunny Mask, obviously. This was supposed to be the cover for Hellboy Last Night of St. Hagen. 2019. So he would have done this cover in 2019. 2020 is when they officially announced the project. And it ended up getting canceled, mainly because one of the contributors to the project got canceled. So the project never came to light. But he actually did the cover. It was supposed to be, I think, 4 books, and he did the covers for all 4 of them. And it's a shame that they didn't see the light of day. But
like you, Scott, I'm a big fan of Muty, and his horror work is just incredible.
Yeah.
And Bunny Mask is still one of my favorite reads of the last couple of years. It's just so good.
Oh, yeah, good.
Both series I loved.
Yeah.
I forgot to even look, but I'm sure I have the black and white for that. Because I bought the pencils from him several years ago when I started buying Bunny Mask from him, and I didn't even know he had. There it is. I didn't even know he had the colored version of it. So here's the black and white.
Oh,
wow!
Of the same piece.
Yeah,
and then one day he messaged me and he said, "Oh, look what I found," and he sent me the colored version, so I had to buy it too. But
amazing.
Yeah, this is one of the few times where I actually like the colored piece better than the black and white.
I was going to say, with the one soldier, he kind of blacked out the top of his face and it looked cooler over on the color. But that's still, that zombie in the black and white is awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that's a good Hellboy. Very, a little bit reminiscent of the creator, right? So kept it in the same kind of vein. Mark says, "Wicked as fuck."
Yeah, this is high up on my list now. It's one that keeps growing on me more and more every time I look at it.
Yeah, you have to get like an old, I don't know, Germanic type frame to put it in, just to make it.
Well, I've got it matted. Okay. So I came up with when I don't have any with me, I've got a quick change frames.
Okay.
So I get a lot of my art matted like this, and then it just takes me a couple minutes to change out a piece out of one frame and put a new piece into it.
Now, did you buy the other covers too, Scott?
other covers.
Yeah, he said he did 4 covers.
Yes, he did 4 covers for this Last Night of Saint Hagen, and as far as I know, he still has the other 3.
Nice.
But I'm not positive. But this one is the one that just jumped out at me. So,
Nice.
I kind of got a rule. If I look at something more than twice, I kind of have to buy it. And this one I kept going back to every time I'd get online, I'd go back to his message where he sent me the picture of it, and I'd stare at it a little bit more, and eventually I just had to make the deal for it. So
he knew what he was doing by sending you that.
Damn good.
Oh
salesman.
yeah.
He had that joker the whole time. He's like, I'm gonna wait a few weeks and then show him this one.
Right? You could just see Muty at home going, you know what? I mean, I'm just gonna send this image to Scott and let it percolate for a little bit.
Yeah, that's the magic happen.
Okay.
Hey Brad. Oh, poor Brad. If you guys saw his Instagram pic today, he was covered in oil. Jack says, excellent piece.
Okay.
All right. Now we're on to number 5.
So next on the list is, I think I actually got, yes. So more Spectre.
That's okay.
More Spectre. This is Spectre first series, issue 10.
Oh wow.
Page 15. Artist was Jose Delbo on this. It's from 1969. And I bought this last year. And the dealer that had these had a few others from this issue. But what really drew me to it was the hand-drawn advertisement at the bottom of the page.
Oh, for the House of Secrets? Yeah.
Yes. So it's actually, and I didn't realize this until after I bought. So the ad drew me to it regardless. Plus, it was an end page or end story page.
Yeah.
But House of Secrets actually took kind of like a hiatus for a while. And this was advertising its coming back after being gone for 2 or 3 years. So I thought that was kind of cool.
This is actually a really depressing page. Have y'all read this yet? It's so,
Well, you got the car crash right in the middle panel there.
you kind of get the story. It's really
Yeah.
kind of morbid.
But the guy died, but he sacrificed himself swerving to miss a kid. So I guess there's a little bit of redemption there. And then here's our colored version on it. Oh shit, I'm on the wrong screen. There we go.
Oh, well, actually, the colors on this one work for me better.
A lot of purple going on. Gotta get that purple.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I crashed a purple car.
Right, and then again the hand drawn House of Secrets.
The ad looks better this way too.
Yeah.
No, you can't really read House of Secrets with the ad there though. Not in color. Yeah, it's harder. In the black and white, the House of Secrets pops more. Still a great piece. I thought at first you were going to say you bought it for the car crash.
No. I bought it for the ad. I like advertising. And you'll see a lot of older pages that just have missing panels at the bottom where there was an ad, but it was drawn in in the bullpen somewhere and just inserted in production.
Yeah.
So finding them with the ads drawn in is kind of unusual.
Right. Now,
Kind
what
of
is it about
amazing.
the Spectre as a character that really draws you in, Scott?
I'm sorry?
What is it about Spectre as a character that really draws you into him?
Well, because he's fucking badass. I mean, the wrath of God. What else? What else do you need? Um,
Yeah.
he's just the yeah. You know, honestly, when I got back into books, if issue 1 of the third series hadn't just come out, I don't know if I would have hopped on board like I did. But that third volume with Mandrake and Ostrander was just, oh God, so good.
Now, I have to admit, this is a character I've never read.
Well, if you just start with volume 3, the Ostrander Mandrake run, that's all you need. That'll get you hooked. The writing, the art, everything's just so good about it. The first issue starts with kind of a retelling of his origin, so you're not totally lost, and then just takes off from there.
And I love the simplicity of his costume.
Now, I will say in the earlier, in the Adventure Comics run that Aparo did, some of his punishments he doles out are a little bit more psychedelic, maybe. But they come up with some good ones for the volume 3 run. That's another one. There's a 10-issue arc starting with Adventure 431. That's really good. It's all Jim Aparo art.
Yeah, that's nice.
Can't go wrong with Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 6.
Going back to my advertising theme, and I said this is one where I cheated a little bit. I get to show 2.
Oh, nice. Oh, and I was wondering if you were going to include any Disney.
So this checks off a lot of boxes. So it's Disney, obviously. It's a Western, and it's advertising. So those are kind of all 3 things that I go for. I can't say I'm necessarily a fan of Fanta, but you know, it was a thing in the 80s. And kind of the cherry on top of this is it's Neil Adams.
Oh,
Cool. What year's it from?
I did not know he did anything for Disney.
This it's advertising from his continuity label. He did lots of advertising work when he was freelancing and not necessarily drawing for anybody full time. Mid 80s is best guess on it.
Okay.
Quad Factor.
I was actually able to, so I got this 2-page piece, and then I've got another advertising piece, same Fanta, but a different theme.
Right.
I was able to find a colored version in Italian.
Wow.
I haven't been able to find the colored version from a U.S. publication anywhere.
Still though, they had the foreign versions really cool too. You know what's funny, Scott? It's just the other day I had out the Mexican Conians you sent me, looking through them again.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about them.
Yeah, I still love them. I was looking at. I had all of them out about a week ago, looking through them.
And then, so here's the second page.
Oh, my friend Fanta.
So, of course, they make fun with the Native Americans and give them some Fanta to drink. And
Give that fire water.
Yeah, I'm sure that's just the health boost they were looking for. We're going to introduce this thing called sugar.
But yeah, I mean, just looking at the artwork, it looks like a, commercial you would see in the 70s or 80s with two people side by side tipping back their Pepsi or their Coke or whatever the commercial would have been for.
Fresh maker.
Oh, Taylor. Mickey had smallpox.
And I was told, and again, I don't know if it's true or not, but I was told that Neil did the lettering on it too.
I'll say the art in this is just like amazing. It's like he didn't skimp just because it was an ad. He still put all that effort in.
Yeah, I don't think Neil ever phoned anything in. Yeah, I think that was just his kind of his work ethic up till the day he died, probably.
And I never seen this ad before, so that was really cool.
Yeah, I would like to know what comic books it's in, because I would love to go try to find one. Just like, and it said my friend had the original art.
So the ad I found it in was it was like a Reader's Digest size publication.
Okay.
The Italian publication was. So I don't know. Again, I'm sure it's floating out there in a U.S. publication somewhere, but
I might have to Google that and try to find out more about it.
And that's exactly. My friend Fana and I looked all over. Looked on eBay is finally where I found the Italian magazine.
Still, I would never be disappointed in foreign. Oh my God! There's a Fanta Orange Disney advertisement compilation on YouTube. I didn't even know they did regular animated ads.
Yep, I found that out too. There's a ton of Disney Fanta related ads. So Fanta was apparently like the official soft drink of Disneyland or Disney World for a while.
Nice.
All right, so where does that put us to now?
So I Googled it, and then this exact page comes up, and it says, owner, Hoarders Hide.
Yep. Yep, a lot of things I research, I'm the only reference I can find. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know what that says.
Right? Says, I pity the fool that tries to get some of Scott's art. Damn. That was cool. It's so amazing to see all the different things, like some of these artists that are well known for certain things pop up in other places.
Yeah, yep. I never would have dreamed until I saw it.
Yeah, like some of my favorite Neil Adams stuff is from the old black and white magazines where he was doing covers.
Yeah, I saw he did an ad for a bowling magazine, and it was just one of those things. It was so simple. Just a couple people standing around, a guy throwing a ball down the lanes, and the pins scattering.
So true, all right, number 7, sir.
All right,
but that was a wowing. That was a wowing twosome.
Nice.
Oh, forget it. I got my favorite already so far.
So this is don't know why it's not. There we go. That's better. So this is Jennifer Blood presents Hit Woman. The cover to issue 1 by Drew Moss. I've got quite a bit of artwork from him. But this is, and I'm actually starting to sell a little bit. I just sent 50 or 60 pages off to Heritage, and I sent several pieces I had from Drew Moss over. But this is one that I am hanging on to. It's just it's one of those ones that are just, I think it's the perspective that he drew it in.
Right. And it's almost got like a fisheye kind of angle.
Yeah.
View to
Yep.
it.
And I think another thing that kind of drew me to it is the way her face is kind of wrapped. It gives me an Unknown Soldier vibe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good call.
Good call.
So then here's the published version. I also like the touch of the untied shoelaces and the high tops.
It's a cool piece.
Yeah, the face wrap is cool, and it gives it kind of a little bit more of a horror aspect to it too, with the wrap face.
Yeah, exactly. And
like if you saw her coming up to you with a couple guns, you'd be like, I can help you locate someone. Hopefully you're not looking for me.
But yeah, I've got a lot of Red Sonja from Drew.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he did a lot of Dynamite covers. Red Sonja, Hell Sonja.
I might have some of the regular covers here because I got a bunch.
You probably do.
Just that probably didn't know it was him.
Yeah, this is one of those. This isn't necessarily a wow piece, or most people don't know who Drew Moss is. But it's
But you're right about the perspective. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's another one of those pieces that the original, when you hold it in your hand, there's a lot of pages that are like that. You can look at a photo of the page all day long, but when you pick the page up and actually are holding it in your hand 12 inches away from your face,
right, it's something altogether different.
Yeah.
Well, and again, the whole fish angle thing works here because it's almost it's so smart because it's almost like a security camera watching this hit woman break into this place.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, it adds to the story as well on the cover. Bubs, how you doing, sir? All right, great piece.
All right.
That must be holding out on the bunny mask.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, we know where.
I said I had to mix it up. No bunny mask today.
Oh, okay.
No bunny mask.
Now we might have to do a whole original art episode on bunny mask with you.
Yeah, I probably got 40. Well,
we have every color.
Not counting prelims, I probably have over 40. I would guess.
Yeah, that's something we're gonna have to do as a bunny mask episode. Is there exactly?
Maybe I can talk Andrea into coming on.
Oh, that would be amazing. Let's make that happen.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next, another Spectre page. Last one, last Spectre page. This is from Lazarus Planet Omega, and I blame Mark from Legion on this one because he sent me. He read it online. He sent me screenshots of the pages that Spectre was on, and I just had to have it. Then had to have something from that issue.
There you go. You heard it here first. It's Legion of Comics' fault.
Yep. It's Riccardo Federici is the artist, which it's most of what he does, or a lot of what he does, is painted art. He'll pencil it and then paint it. For whatever reason, this was not painted, which probably made it cheaper. But it's still, at the time when I got it, was the most expensive piece I had bought up to that point.
Yeah, now look at that. That's almost like photorealistic, his face.
Yeah, this was one of those, what the fuck are you thinking, Scott? Yeah, I had to send a wire transfer to Italy. Which was, yeah, an unusual experience, to say the least.
Yeah, but wow, what a stunner.
But yeah, fortunately, I got a hold of him quick enough. He had every page from the issue still left, except for a couple, but he had every Spectre page. So I was able to kind of get my pick.
Now, you see, and this is where it pays to be a niche collector, because you can get things that other people aren't necessarily looking for that are incredible.
So then here's the colored version.
Wow. I think I like both equally. They're both spectacular. I'm a sucker for some good greens.
It's really cool. Plus, you got to respect, Spectre for wearing the underwear, cape, gloves, socks, and just rocking everything natural.
It's
he's just picking on Superman. You need all the pajamas. I just need the cape and undies.
I'd wear it if I could get away with it.
Yeah, right.
Though I look better in pink.
It's a really cool piece.
It is. It's got a cool mood on it. Good atmosphere.
But yeah, the shading, the eyes, he's, if you look, he's got this holding the small globe in this small inset picture, and then he's got the big globe in the larger picture. It's just another one that it just drew me in. And on this, the colored version was the first one I saw, because that's obviously what was published. And it's another case of I definitely like the black and white better.
Yeah, the black and white, you get a little bit more of the face detail a little bit more.
Right. Right, and then the whole globe inset popped out to me more in the black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I mean, almost every panel features the Spectre, so it had to be a pretty hefty piece.
So, yeah, and again, this was kind of a gateway piece for me. When it comes to, I guess, spending money on art. It was all downhill from here, or uphill, right? I guess, depending on how you look at it.
Well, when you talk to your therapist, just keep mentioning Mark from Legion of Comics. It's his damn fault.
Yeah, that fucker.
Hey, Joe. Great piece.
All right.
Okay, number 9.
Are we? Yeah, we are at number 9. So number 9.
And I really got to say, I like how you have a lot of these matted. It really makes the art pop even more.
Yeah, anything that's matted is something that I intend to hang on the wall, or do hang on the wall from time to time, when I swap out my quick loads.
Well, Taylor's guessing. He's saying Kari Andrews.
So this one is kind of not necessarily up my normal road. It's Marvel. I really don't do very much, if anything, Marvel. But the artist is Maria Wolf.
Oh, okay.
And she's got some amazing pieces out there. If you're not familiar with her, look her up. She's a cover artist.
Wolf with an E?
No.
Okay.
Just like
Regular
the animal.
Wolf.
I think I know where this is from. I think I have this book sitting over there.
So the book is Deadpool Team Up, Volume 3, Issue 2. Cover. But this has kind of everybody from the Marvel universe here. Obviously not everybody, but Wolverine, Deadpool.
Yeah, Thor,
Hulk. There's Miles up there.
Yeah,
the guy with the sores, the guy from that 80s comic. I can't think of it now. They were action figures because they went to the Elseworld.
Micronauts?
No, Crystar.
Crystar. Yep, Crystal.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's Crystar. It's a weird book.
It is. I own it. I've read it.
Yeah.
The editorial issue is really weird.
Yeah.
And he was
But
just
this came from Heroes Con.
Oh, no.
Nice.
So she was at Heroes Con. She had quite a few different covers.
Oh yeah, Major X.
But the more I looked, I don't know. I think the fact that this was supposed to be from, which should be Liefeld's last foray into Deadpool, until he unretires from the series in a couple more years. But
well, and I just like because I picked up. I just like that they included Crystar. All right, they're hanging on to that license.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they'll do something with them because it was a cool little world, but it just never got developed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this these check boxes I really didn't need to check, but they're checked now. I wanted a piece from her, and I was looking at a lot of her more obscure pieces. But when she still had this on the table, I thought, what the hell?
Definitely got a unique style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this is probably a little more mainstream, I would say, than most of her work. So if you look up any of her other stuff, it's most of it has a tribal look to it, where this really doesn't.
Well, now you got me wondering if she did any of those tribal covers that Marvel had out.
All right.
You have to look her up for sure.
See how long my camera lasts this time before it overheats. Okay. And then what? Finally, number 10. This is definitely high up on my list right now.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Sergeant Rock.
I have this issue.
It's issue 378 from 83, I think. Christmas in July. And it's by none other than Joe Kubert.
Yep. It's a beautiful cover. I love it.
It is.
So yeah, unfortunately we got, it's got a stat on it, but can't always get 100% artwork.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is just just so typical of most of the Sergeant Rock art that Kubert did. And this is something I just stumbled across on Heritage. Wasn't really looking for it. If I remember right, I was after a pretty expensive Jonah Hex page that I didn't get.
Well, you can't go wrong coming out with a Kubert page.
Right. And just randomly, there was several Sergeant Rock covers that were up. I just happened to check on, or hop on and check. I don't remember what I was why I hopped on to look, but for some reason I just decided to get on and look, and these covers were coming across, and it went what I thought was reasonable enough. So,
I mean, I think of two characters when I think of Joe Kubert. I think of Tor and I think of Sergeant Rock.
Yeah.
There's the backs. I don't remember why I took a scan of the back of this one. There's a 1983 sticker on it. And then here's the published cover.
Mm-hmm.
And he does kids well. Some artists struggle with kids.
Yeah. Kubert's always been good to bring out that just sad, depressed emotion in his, even in comic book stuff. I thought he always did it the best.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kids have, more of a caricature look to them.
Well, but it works. Face on the soldier too.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how the white mustache is falling off of Santa.
Right.
Now the nun looks like she's about ready to pull out a samurai sword and do something, but
the ruler.
But yeah, so this is now high on the list. And as you probably noticed, it's one that I have matted, so it's going in a frame,
right?
Or at least one of the reloadable frames. So I'll swap it out. I'll at least put it up at Christmas time every year.
There you go,
Maybe
Joe.
put it up in July too.
You just got to get past Scott's security system, sneak in, sneak back out. You're trained in infiltration, right?
Get past the ball turrets out in the front yard. So
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And also too, I always thought Joe had one of the best signatures in comics.
Yeah, it's definitely recognizable and readable.
Right, and it's clear and it's stylistic.
Right. There's lots of signatures that you can't read it, but you know whose it is
Right.
because you've seen it however many times. But Joe's, you recognize it from a distance, and you can actually read it.
Nice. All right, that brings us to number 11.
All right. So number 11 was supposed to be
Personal story.
one with a story to it. All right.
We want to see tears. This is
No
dramatic.
But and
Careful, he might make
I've
you cry,
only
Joe.
got a few pieces that have any sort of real story at all attached to it. And this one I probably have told before. I'm sure I've told before. But it was Wizard Con in early 2000s, 2003 maybe, 2004. Back when Wizard Con was still a thing. It was in Columbus. I went there with an objective of getting Spectre art and Valiant art. And a More Fun 52, which I kicked myself for not getting then, but because I did find one at Mile High. Mile High was actually set up there at that time. But anyways, back to the art. As I'm going through one of the halls, I come across a table that had some Valiant art on it, and I was pretty new to the art, so I didn't know the majority of the artists. I didn't know a lot. I was still pretty green, and I started leafing through the binders out on this woman's table, and there's some good art in there. I found a Valiant cover I picked up. I ended up leaving with about 10 pages from her. But as I'm going through and I picking things out and set them in front of her, for her to sign for me, she starts to personalize a couple of them, which I asked her not to do after the fact. And she asked me what all I was after, what I was looking for that day. And I told her Valiant, which she had. I said Inspector. And she said, well, you should go see my husband. He's inside. And I said, well, who's your husband? She said, Tom Mandrake. So this is Jander Seema, is whose table I was at. And I had no idea that she was married to Mandrake. So I got a bunch of art from her. And this is probably the best one I got off of her that day.
Oh, wow. Got a lot going on here.
Right.
So this is from Magneto Zero, which I guess actually is called Magneto, the Twisting of a Soul, is the actual name of the book. But it's just a 2-page pinup in the back of the book.
Okay.
I've had this one again since early 2000s. Wrong one. Glad I wasn't picking my nose. But yeah, there's definitely a lot going on in this one. Chris Ivy is the inker on this one. And the book came out in 93, but you can see this is one that she had personalized to me before I asked her not to.
She wanted to make sure you didn't sell it.
That's it. Yeah, unless it's to another Scott.
So dang dramatic. Love it, says DVH. She did put a lot of work in that. That's an amazing little piece. That is just full of detail.
Yeah.
And then here's the finished published page.
Wow.
It's got all my favorite things: magnets, military shit, explosion,
Right.
all the stuff I like.
Someone
Yeah,
evil for you to take down? No, no, Magneto's not really evil.
But that's
Very cool.
if you read the book, you everybody remembers that pin up in the back.
Very, very cool.
So I got a couple other, at least one other double page spread from her, from a mutant title of some sort, and a few Valiant pages. But this will be one of the last ones I sell probably when I start selling things on this end.
That doesn't sound like something a hoarder would do. It just sounds like something they would say.
Right.
I got to fund my silver habit.
Especially when they made it out to you. Yeah, then she's 70 years old now.
Really?
Yeah, just Google her.
Yeah, and again, this is another one that once you're 2 foot away from it and it's in your hands, there's a lot more detail that pops out.
Yeah.
And her husband's 2 years younger than her.
Cougar.
So when I got inside to Tom's table, he was already picked up. So apparently he doesn't bring a lot of one thing to the conventions when he goes.
Right.
He'll pull a few from this binder and a few from this binder to make one binder to go. So he didn't have a ton of Spectre, and by the time I had got into his table, he didn't have any left. So that was disappointing. But he got a kick out of the story I told him, though.
Right. That's what you should have made him feel bad. You should have told him that his wife took all your money.
She tried.
You ruined the picture with her saying, making it personal. Like, you owe me, dude.
All right. Last one, right?
Yes, sir.
Last one. And you said this one should be one that I can't believe I own.
Correct.
All right.
Like one like this like opportunity met and you have it and you can't believe you have it.
Yeah, this was a little easier because I do have I got 2 or 3 maybe that can fall into this category. But this one is one that I really can't believe I own. I can't believe this exists.
Blackstone.
Oh.
This is from Super Magician, Volume 3, Issue 1.
Wow.
From 1944.
Ooh.
Well, that definitely checks off the category. Holy cow.
Again, anybody that knows me knows my infatuation with the Super Magician books. And they were published by Street and Smith. And again, this is back during the war. So they didn't let anything go to waste. They would reuse pages. If they screwed something up in printing, they would literally cut the page in half and go through and staple them into the book by hand.
Uh-huh.
So I'm surprised that any page that got used for publication didn't get recycled.
Right.
It's by James Hammond. He did quite a few of their pages back then, or their books.
DVH says that's wild. It sure is, DVH. The original art from the 40s. How amazing is that?
Yeah, and it's still good. Still got all the production notes on it with, color codes is what all these blue marks are.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a bondage page, light bondage, but it's still bondage.
Right. Yep.
We got guns in it. We got guns in it. We got fisticuffs. We got some guy waving a club around.
And again, another cool perspective shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would religiously search for Super Magician on eBay, and just lo and behold, one day this piece of art pops up.
That's amazing.
And it's one of those ones that I just put in a bid with way too many zeros on it just to make sure I got it. Fortunately, it didn't go that high, but it went for a good piece.
Now I gotta go find that comic book. So I want to know what this hand's about.
So here's the published page.
The hand.
I mean, the paper quality was so terrible back then. It's just
almost like.
Of course, it's to be expected, based on what was going on in the world at the time. But it's the Hand of Glory.
That's
amazing. And then here's a cover for that.
Now, do you also own that comic?
I do. I was looking for it, and I must have. I've got the full series. I got a complete run.
Nice.
It's like 52. So back then, at least with Street and Smith, they called every 12-issue run a volume. So essentially a year of comics. So they started in 43, I believe, 40, sometime in 42. And they ran up to 48 or 9. So there was like 54 issues. But then they skipped. They didn't do every month. Sometimes they did every other month. But yeah, I always said I was going to do a video just on the Super Magician book.
Have a lot of.
You should. That would be amazing to watch.
Yeah, I have a lot of magic characters from the Golden Age, different issues, and I don't think I own Super Magician. I'll have to.
Well, Blackstone was kind of he was pretty famous back then. He was magicians were celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
More so than they are now.
Yeah, really cool.
Blackstone had his own set of books above and beyond the Super Magician title.
Golden Age woo woo, Joe.
Golden Age woo woo's the best woo woo.
But yeah, Joe, I got a feeling you would like the series.
I'll have to look at that. Now I got something to hunt at Planet.
I was gonna say Joe needs a new rabbit hole, so I think
I need That's all.
And I've got them already, so you don't have to worry about competition for me.
There we go. I like it.
Yeah, but you could still just bid them up for fun, Scott.
Probably. And they're working with
maybe
I'll give you $2 higher.
Upgrade a copy here and there.
There you go. That's really cool.
Yeah, what a fantastic piece to end it on. A nice Golden Age banger. That was amazing.
Yeah, it's not my oldest piece, but it's again, it's the one that I just can't believe that piece still exists.
Right? Yeah, and in the condition it's in.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. I mean, it's definitely got staining on it.
But it's still here.
But it's still here.
And you can still make out what everything is.
I've never seen another super magician page. I've got several search engines that search for art, past history, past auctions, and archived auctions, even from eBay, and I've never seen another one come up.
Wow.
Wow.
That's quite the coup.
So, and on top of it being a page I can't believe exists, it's actually a good page. It's not like it's a kind of random panel page from the middle. It's
the title page, yeah.
It's a title page, exactly.
Well,
Yeah,
and it's got a great
cool.
perspective. You have the woman in bondage on the cover. You got all sorts of stuff happening on that page.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you got somebody with some sort of a gun. It's actually decently drawn. I mean, I've seen worse, I've seen better, but and Blackstone socking somebody in the jaw, and
Right.
A little bit of everything.
And the hand of glory.
Glory.
So I thought that was a good one to end it on.
Absolutely. Thank you, Scott. That was a great 12 pieces, dude. That was amazing. But I'm serious about the bunny mask episode, bunny mask art. We need to make that happen.
I think you made some people sad today by not showing bunny mask, dude.
By not showing bunny mask.
We whetted their appetite for a future show. And of course, while we have Marcus here, don't forget after this show ends to go check out FOC and Chill, where they may talk FOC, but they will definitely chill. And DVH has phenomenal stuff, Scott. DVH, if you've never checked out Scott's channel, his link is in the description below. He hasn't put a video out in a year, but doesn't mean his past videos there's not some banger stuff in it. Go check it out.
Yeah, his past videos are some of those rare things where you can go back and actually look, and they're still good. Like they're still relevant.
Yeah, so I've got 57 pieces of Moody artwork. So, but not all of that's bunny mask.
It doesn't even have to be a temp. We could just do a Moody art episode. You can just show whatever you want for as long as you want. So it doesn't have to be a 10-1-1.
Or God forbid you put out some more content. Do it
right?
on your own damn channel.
But if you come on with Moody art, I'm going to make Joe come back and co-host with me. Because I like finding excuses to get Joe on the channel.
I'm lucky to make it. I have to drive from Richmond home, and I run upstairs, eat something real quick, change out of my suit, get back down here.
Well, it was like 30 seconds. I'm like, well, I'll just add him when he pops in. I'm like, he's probably running behind.
No, not Joe.
But great pieces. Really appreciate you coming on and sharing that with us, Scott. And like I said, you may have been gone the last year, but you weren't forgotten. I've been trying to get you on for what, a couple months now?
A couple months.
Yeah, because I think first we talked about just another episode of 10-1-1, and then it became original. And then all of a sudden there had to be a cancel. And then all of a sudden it was like, hey, why not original art episode? So I think it's about 2 months that we were trying.
Yeah. And it's been probably almost a year ago. I think I was actually scheduled and had to cancel.
Yeah.
It was a good while ago. You had me scheduled just for a regular 10-1-1 episode, and work got in the way. And I forget who filled in on that one, but
stupid adulting.
Yes. But no, I'm glad you asked me. It made me go through some of the art and made me put all my gear back together here on the table so I could actually do something.
Right now you can shoot some videos.
Now let's not get crazy.
Just say, I want that camera footage when you catch Joe trying to sneak some art out of there. The busted in the act. But no, great episode. Thank you again. And Joe, thanks for co-hosting, man. You know I always love having you on the show.
Oh, my pleasure, man. Anytime, man. And I'll be on time, but I'll cut it close.
Even if we had to wait, you're worth the wait, Joe. And of course, to everyone that was watching tonight, thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming. Now we'll do like we usually do. Joe, what have you got coming up, sir?
Hopefully we can get out a comic book review tomorrow. I'm sure, as y'all know, government's crazy right now. So I actually missed my first show last week after almost 8 years worth of content. I missed my first episode. So hopefully we'll be coming back strong tomorrow. Evil Lair project going to be coming up. I'm making something really big, crazy, and stupid. So
Ooh,
it should be interesting.
Nice. All right. Well, coming up for me, we have in 2 nights' time, we have Mark Andrews on doing a Star Trek episode. It'll be a mix of comics, toys, figures, just Star Trek collectibles.
Nice.
So, Star Trek collectibles episode coming up in 2 nights' time, and I will be talking to Scott in the upcoming weeks to try to schedule in the next month or two a bunny mask episode of original art. So we'll try to make that happen for everybody. Hey, Rob, nice to see you, sir. But
Start over.
Scott, any appearances for you coming up, sir?
No. I will be showing up at my job every day for eternity, but other than that, nothing scheduled.
Right? Hey, it keeps you busy.
Maybe Monday I'll play hooky and go skiing to see somebody out on the slopes I know.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
I'll do some live streaming from there if that happens.
Right? Can you do some live falling down a mountain?
No, I don't fall. Unless somebody pushes.
Throw the camera.
Right? Well, I didn't say it had to be you falling.
Oh, well, okay.
You could put somebody else down the mountain and film it, Scott.
I can think of a few people to take then.
Joe, your invitation's in the mail.
No, I do not ski. I don't do cold, period.
Right? Oh, goodness. But with that, guys, thank you all so much. Thank you all for watching. And as we like to end this thing, keep it casual.